All right, guys, we are back. So I've got this game set up for progress. So we have our two duelists, and I went ahead and used them with their primary weapon. Again, you can mix and match any duelist with any weapon, and it always works. But here we have a couple of my favorites. On our left here we have Ganzorig with his Hunter's Halberd. And you can't see it, but below the cards I have their skill cards that actually come with each guy, or weapon, or girl. And they actually have a distinct way that the deck plays differently. So the Hunter's Halberd, which is this weapon here that I'm using, comes with Deadeye. That's gives you crosshair tokens whenever you play a skill card. And if you spend one token, your slash attacks, oh, and there's my invading cat. He wants to play too. See, he's a fan. Okay, we're gonna move him out of the way. All right, and then back to the video. So with Deadeye, you can turn your attacks and use this to manipulate your position. So if you can see here, one token means your slash attacks become shoot attacks this frame. 2 tokens, your shoot attacks get +1 power and gain hit. The target loses 1 momentum and you gain 1 momentum this frame. Now that is nasty. And then 3 tokens, I don't use this one very often, but I have a feeling it might be more powerful against characters that are heavily armored. Your shoot attacks get armor piercing 2 this frame. That means they ignore those first 2 points of armor. And you can spend multiple tokens to get multiple effects. So if I've got 3 shooting tokens there, I can trigger both 1 token, your slash attacks become shoot attack, and 2 tokens, your shoot attacks get +1 power and gain hit. So basically, if you've got 3 tokens, or if you're playing against Ganzorig and he's got those 3 tokens, watch out, because he can turn his slash attacks into shoot attacks, and they will be gaining an extra damage, that's that +1 power, and draining your momentum, which is brutal. But there's more, because why not? Ganzorig comes with a beautiful birdie, and you're going to see how he plays so nicely with his eagle friend. Alright, so this is Zorba. You start the game with the Zorba token to your right, and your skill cards each gain an additional drop effect. You can move Zorba Dash Queen 0 to 6, where X is the card's armor value. You'll see how that works out. Now, what's important is, while Zorba is adjacent to the foe, or in the same space, your shoot attacks get +2 range, and if he's in the same space, your shoot attacks hit that foe, ignoring path and range. So remember, Deadeye lets us turn our slash attacks into shoot attacks. So if I get Zorba hanging out in the same space as Houlun, it doesn't matter where on the board she is, because it's regardless of path and range, I get a guaranteed auto hit if I spend just 1 armor token on a slash or a shoot attack. That is disgusting, and it's not super fun to be on the receiving end of. Ganzorig is probably my best character here, and so he starts with a decent 14 momentum and a slightly low 15 health. That's not bad, because he likes to shoot things and he hits like a truck. So now let's look at Houlun, and she's got 2 skills, and she's a little trickier to play, but again, she's probably my second favorite character in the set as far as gameplay goes. And her skill is Sight Beyond Sight. When you take initiative, before your draw step, you reveal that top card of your deck, and the first skill card you play this turn gets -X cost, where X is that card's armor value, and the cost always has to be at least 1. Now, that doesn't sound that powerful, and you will whiff with this, but other times you'll be able to pull off very large attacks for very little, which is really nice, because this game definitely favors having a strong momentum game, especially late game, because if you can get to where you have 5, 6, 7 more momentum than your opponent, you can just beat on them with relative immunity, because they're not going to get to attack until your momentum drops below theirs. But she also has the Graviton Sphere. Now this one is a little strange, but go with it. The sphere is essentially a giant impassable territory, and it just hangs out right where it is, and you can move it around. Whenever you take initiative, you can pay 1 momentum to move it Queen 1. When a foe plays a skill card and they're adjacent to it, that gets -1 range to a minimum of 1. But that's really not what makes the Graviton Sphere awesome. What makes it awesome is that it's an obstacle, and in this game, you can, just like if you were playing Soul Calibur or any of the Street Fighter games, you can deliberately make a move into something that makes it incomplete to set up your positioning. So, for example, if I have a card that says move knight, a slash knight, let's say. Well, slash knight would be like this, right? Well, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, or up 1 and over 2. You get the idea. But I can choose to do an invalid path. So I can go up 1 and over 2. Bonk. Now, why would I want to do that? Really simple, because I've got another card in my hand that really likes being at rook 1 of someone. So you're going to be moving that graviton sphere around as either a shield or as a stopgap so that you can force yourself to stop and then beat on someone. And you can use it, like I said, as a shield too, where if you've got someone like Thane who likes to be up close and personal, you just get that thing right in between you and go, haha, can't touch this. Yes, I went there. So let's go ahead and start. Now, when you're playing this game, the person with the highest momentum goes first, but they both have 14 momentum. What do? Then the person with the lowest health goes, and if somehow you still tie there, you draw randomly, and the person with the with a skill card, the lowest cost skill card, if I remember right, goes first. I have yet to see that happen, but you know, if this game expands, it could. So you start the game, you draw 6 cards. So Ganzorig is going to be going first. So let's just take a look at his hand here. We have a lot of different cards. What I like to see in my hands, because you do get a mulligan, is I want to make sure I've got enough skill cards, especially if I'm going first, because that means I'm not going to get to draw 2 cards because you're going first until my next turn. So here I've got 3 cards, and I think they're pretty good. We've got a shoot rook 3, we've got a shoot bishop 3 and jump rook 2, so that won't be very useful. And we've got a lookout shot, shoot rook 3 and jump bishop. I like that one as an opener right there. And then I've got some nice counters. I'm not so sure I'm the biggest fan of starting with 2 dodges. That can be a bit much. But a riposte, especially early game, is really nice because usually they're going to let you get away with chipping. So riposte is one of the counters, and you shoot queen 3 as a response to one of their attacks, and they can either lose 3 momentum or take the damage, which is 2. See down there? So it costs 1, damage of 2. So you have some interesting options with that, and when you're on the receiving end of that, too. So I like this starting hand. It'll do. Now, Houlun would also get a starting hand. So let's go ahead and take a look at her starting hand. And guys, I just drew these randomly as if we were playing. All right, so here we go. We've got a gravimetric blast. That's a brutally painful card to get hit with, I'm just saying. And it lets you get over to your graviton sphere, but it's a little expensive for cost. But that's okay. I like that. 2 dodges. Now, with Houlun, so if you see her cards, when you're making the deck, you take the cards from this, the cards from that, and then this tells you which counters to bring here. So you get 3 ripostes, 2 dodges, and 3 breakers. Now, breaker is a really cool counter, but it's only great early game. Late game, you're going to want to reload it, and that's okay. So I've got 2 dodges. All right, I would have liked to see a breaker, but I've got some decent starting ones, especially something like this. This is a cool card. So we're going to just go ahead and say, yeah, let's play this. Let's play it out and see what happens. All right. The other thing to note, especially if you're the starting player, here I am as Ganzorig, since we're tied in momentum, that means I'm only going to get to play 1 card, and then it's going to immediately be Houlun's turn. So I'm just going to kind of take a look here, and let's see. I like just starting with this one here, to the bone. Now, what's so big about this? It's shoot rook 3, so that's nice. It's definitely got range because it's rooks, so 1, 2, 3. So rooks, you know, remember from chess, rooks only move in a straight line. And most importantly, on a hit, so that means if she doesn't dodge, the target is going to reveal their hand and discard a card of my choice. Yes, I think I will start with that card. So I am playing a skill card, so I'm going to make sure to aim using my Deadeye on the Hunter's Halberd. That's whenever I play a skill card, I get a crosshair token. Yay! All right, then I pay the momentum cost up here in the upper left-hand corner, drop it down 2 to 12. So that means it will be Houlun's turn next. And I say, okay, I'm going to shoot rook 2 for 2, or shoot rook 3, excuse me, for 2 damage. And if I hit you, you have to reveal your hand, which is great for information, and you have to discard a card of your choice. All right, so Houlun here, that's Evil Dave for you guys. If this was a multi-camera shot, one of me would have a evil goatee on, as is traditional, has to decide if she wants to armor. So that's those 2 little tokens up there. So I could discard a card with those 2 armor tokens to take 0 damage. But then Ganzorig is still going to get to see my hand. So that's not fantastic. I don't really like having my hand be revealed. Or I can dodge. Now, I do have 2 dodges, and if you were playing with incomplete information, this is where things can get really tense, because if I dodge, you then have an opportunity, so if Houlun dodges, Ganzorig will then have an opportunity to play a counter 2, to dodge out of the way himself, or dodge with you so that he makes sure he can hit. So we don't have incomplete information, so I think I would try to dodge this attack if I didn't know. So you pay the momentum cost, that's 1. And this is where Houlun can get really tricky, because she can go and hide behind her graviton sphere. So she plays dodge, and then moves back dash knight. But wait, now Ganzorig has his opportunity to do something. So Ganzorig says, not so fast. I'm going to dodge 2. So he pays again that extra momentum that does cost, and he's going to dodge with her. So now it comes back to Houlun, and she can decide if she wants to dodge again, or if she says, hey, I like where you're sitting. I think I'm going to let you do that. And in this particular case, because I've got this card, and I'll show you why, I'm going to say, okay, that's just fine. You go ahead and shoot me. And so these cards all go away. Now the damage, if we can use the old magic term, goes on the stack. And this is where you can also armor. I'm not going to, though. I don't mind the 2, especially early on. So this game is a resource management game, too. And you're managing 3 different resources. You're managing your momentum, your health, and your cards in hand. So I don't want to discard any of my cards, but especially since with 2 to the bone, he's going to get to look at my hand. Now, he can do a couple of different things, because he's going to discard one of them, which is annoying. He can say, do I want to do this? Do I want to get rid of this? So, depending on your playstyle, you might say, I don't want you to be able to hit me hard. This card, for example, if you get hit with, really, really hurts. So that's an option, plus it lets her have some mobility. So he might not want to do that. Or he might say, I hate it when people dodge out of my attacks. I'm going to get rid of that card. Or, if he's particularly foresighted, he might anticipate what I'm doing and say, I'm going to get rid of this card. So with this Ganzorig, I really like being able to hit people. Just in general, that's just kind of my playstyle. So I'm going to say, your dodge is gone. Goodbye. Because remember, I know now she has no more dodges in her deck. She only has 2. So now she can never dodge my attack for the rest of the game. Mwah, ha, 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 ha. All right, so now it is Houlun's turn because Ganzorig is done. That whole frame is over. So now it is her turn. Oh, and by the way, guys, I could have moved Zorba Queen 1. I chose not to. That's okay. I like her there. So now it's Houlun's turn. So she gets to draw 2 more cards. Ooh, let's see what kind of shiny things we get. Oh, I think he's made a mistake. Take a look at that. Deal 1 direct damage, so no armor, to each foe adjacent to your graviton sphere, and 1 damage to each adjacent foe. Those can't be blocked. I like that. And I get riposte. But wait, hang on, rewind, because we forgot Sight Beyond Sight. Before my draw step, reveal the top card of my deck, so Ganzorig would get to see it too. The next skill I play this turn costs 2 less. Now that is ugly. So, yes, Ganzorig knows about my gravity well, but he also knows that the next card I play is costing 2 less. What do you suppose we should play? I think we will. So, Houlun is going to say, I like this card a lot. And I'm just going to play it because it's only 2. Oh, that's nasty. But now Ganzorig has a chance to respond. Oh, look at that. I can dodge. And I know she can't dodge to follow me. I think I'm going to run away. So, there's only one problem. Can I effectively run away? Remember, Gravimetric Blast lets me jump bishop 3 first, then slash rook 4. So, if Ganzorig was to move up here, for example, well, she's just going to slash 3 and shoot him anyway. So, it wouldn't be worth the momentum, would it? What about here? Is he safe here? Let's see. She can slash 3. Oh, he's out of range. she can slash 3, because remember, you can make it incomplete. She's still in range. Uh-oh. So that means that Ganzorig, basically, he can't escape, because he's going to move here. Well, if she slashes 3, uh-oh. Aha! We found a loophole, because, remember folks, if it says jump bishop 3, like this card does, you have to make the full movement. So, we have found our loophole. I'm going to go ahead and dodge. So, I declare my dodge. I pay the momentum cost, which is a big cost because now there's not a tie, which means theoretically Houlun could get as much as 2 more moves. That's not great, but it's worth it because I'm avoiding a pretty nasty attack. Aha! Well, now what? Oh, but you see, Evil Dave, that's the Houlun player, for those of you who forgot, has a trick up his sleeve. Because remember, you can deliberately dodge. So Evil Dave is going to say, you're right, I have to jump bishop 3. I'm going to jump this way. Bong! Oh no, I'm in the same spot. Mwahaha. Then, you have not escaped me. I'm going to slash rook 4. Bam! So that's 4 damage. That hurts. Does Ganzorig want to armor up for this one? See, I should have played that. I made a mistake. So some of these cards have this red box counter, and you can play them as a counter card as if you would a dodge, and they're free though. So I could have given him, if Zorba was close, -2 power. So I'm going to hold that though. That's okay. Do I want to take the 4? I'm just going to take the 4. Ow. First blood, everyone. First blood. So that hurt, and then she has to jump to a space adjacent to her graviton spear. Well, that is not ideal because that puts her closer to Zorba. So Ganzorig's okay with this. So she's going to hop here. Because she also is thinking about what she has in her hand. And remember, we have our slash knight card. All right. So she's there. She still has priority because she's got more momentum. And Ganzorig is down to a mere 3 cards, so that's not a bad exchange for her. But Ganzorig isn't out yet, don't worry. So now she wants to punish Ganzorig. And she also knows that Ganzorig has already used 2 out of his 3 dodges, so it's unlikely that he has any more dodges. So she also knows that she's immune to riposte, because shoot queen 3 can't affect her. That works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to play Visions of War. Now, that costs 2 momentum, and it lets me look at the top card of my deck. If it's a skill card, it's not. Ooh, but I get a breaker next. That's good. I like breakers, especially with 17 health. So, that makes me happy. And see, this is where Houlun's got that ability to see into the future, because now I know I've got a breaker coming, so I will be a little bit more reckless in the future because I can take a hit and gain really nice momentum advantage. But for now, I'm going to slash knight 2. And Ganzorig just says, alright, whatever, hit me. Now this is one of the fun little positional tricks of this game. So she slashes knight 2. Knight. Well, she's on top of him. What happens? I get to push him wherever I want. So I like him being closer to my graviton sphere because I can do all kinds of nasty things. So I just push him out of the way. Now that only happens, by the way, guys, when he's up against here and you can't complete your move. Okay? So he takes 2. Now, he has an opportunity to armor. He's not going to do it. He's just going to be brave. He's going to take the 2. And down to 9. All right. But now, it's Ganzorig's turn. Let's see here. He gets to draw 2 cards, and we're going to see what happens next. Ooh, he has a surprise breaker. His health is a little low, but it might be worth doing. Okay. So we're not in a great position with Ganzorig here. So now's a good time to either pass or to think about running away. So look at this here. Lookout shot. It has a drop effect. So that means as soon as I play the card, if they're within knight range, which Houlun is, I can move them dash queen 0 to 1. So I can just push her. Now that's interesting, especially since it's also got 2 armor tokens. So that means I can move Zorba 2 spaces. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So, let's go ahead and decide what we're going to do. This is potential too. Double hit. Slash queen run and slash rook 4. And there's no dodges? I think we have a winner, folks. So, We say, excellent. I'm going to play Eyes of the Hunter for 2 momentum, so we bring his momentum down to 8. Eyes of the Hunter. So now she has a chance to counter. Well, she's got to riposte. Oh, yes, she's going to riposte because she's got a nice health advantage right now. So that costs 1. Now, the price of that, guys, notice that they're both at 8, is Ganzorig's going to get 1 more attack. So Ganzorig isn't too torn up by that. And since we're in equal momentum, he is going to take the damage, except this is a great time to shield. So I will play Lookout Shot as a, or I could do this. Who thinks I should do this? I think I should do this. I'm going to say, fine, Breaker. So that cost me 1 momentum, but then the 2 damage hits me. I gain 2 more. So he's down to 7 health, so he's taking a pretty good beating. But don't worry, you can lose a lot of health real quick in this game. So Breaker goes away. Riposte goes away. Oh yeah, and I do get a Crosshair token too. That's going to be important. Oh yeah, and I get to move Zorba. I should have done that first. That's okay. Zorba's getting closer. And now he gets to beat on her a little bit. Mwahahaha. And she doesn't want to block because I gain an extra Crosshair token every time she blocks. So she's just going to take it. So I get to slash Queen 1. Boop. Push her closer to Zorba. Hey, remember, if she's next to Zorba, my attacks get an extra 2 range. Excellent. Then I also get to slash Rook 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've kind of run away and done a whopping 4 damage to her. So now she's down to 13. Okay. So now I have 9 momentum to her 8, 7 health to her 13. So I really am wanting to do some damage to her. Pinion Shield is going to be important next turn because Zorba is right next to her. But I've also got Lookout Shot for 3, and they are within Knight's range. Shoot Rook 3. I like this card. I think we're going to play this card. Even though I'm getting a little low on cards here, I think it's worth it. So, boom. I declare Lookout Shot. Houlun has nothing. Nothing whatever, except for armor. So, if you're within Knight's range, I can move you dash Queen 0 to 1. I'm going to actually move her back for reasons that you, well, no, I'm not going to move her because I like where she is, and you'll see why. So, she is not in a great position, and I'm just going to shoot her for 3. So now she has the opportunity to armor, but, you know, she's not that concerned. I don't know. You know what? I think we're going to stop 2 of that damage. I just don't want too close. So she's going to discard Gravity Well for those 2 armor tokens. But still takes 1. And then I get to jump Bishop 2. Now why would I do that? Because remember, I'm almost up to that 3 Crosshair tokens. Which means soon, especially if Zorba's on top of her, she will not be able to escape my attacks. She will get a guaranteed hit. And I like that. Plus, since she's right next to Zorba at the moment, if I play Pinion Shield, I will get to reduce those attacks in power. Plus, I got a riposte. That's good. Oh, did I pay the 3? I did not. See, don't forget to pay your 3 momentum, folks. Now, it is Houlun's turn. She gets 2 cards. There's that Breaker. Still a good spot. She's got 12 health. She's got a nice lead. But first, she would have revealed that Breaker. And so there's no decreased cost to her skill cards this round. And I know she has a Breaker. Oops. Alright, so she got a jump Rook 3 and a slash Knight. Well, that's not enough to get close to Ganzorig, is it? Nova Flux. Look at that. I like that. So we're going to kind of chase Ganzorig and pin him down a little bit. So for 1 momentum, we're going to do this because I think these are just not that helpful right now. We're going to declare Nova Flux. There's no point in countering it. So she gets move her sphere, Queen 2. Ooh, that's getting close and kind of pinning off an angle of escape for Ganzorig. And she's going to discard her 3 cards and draw 4. Oh, another Breaker. Oh, look at that. Jump to a corner space. Who thinks we might be able to make some use of that? And a really cool inversion field, which has 2 different kinds of counters you can choose. That could be nasty. All right. And this is going to be cool. So she still has the momentum advantage, so she still gets to go if she wants. Well, there's a problem. That dirty, rotten, cheating scoundrel Ganzorig is way out of range of any of her attacks. So you can play a card just to move if you want. And I'm tempted to do that just to show you guys what that happens. Because I can jump to a corner space with this card. But that does put me up close and personal with Ganzorig. But remember, Ganzorig only has 2 cards, so it's getting a little low. The other option I have is passing. I think I'm going to do that. So, she declares a pass. Comes back to Ganzorig. He gets his 2 cards. Now, this is where things are a little bit of a bummer. This card is so hard to pull off, but when you do, it's nasty. Because he could just move right here and shoot bishop 0, but it's +2 range. But the problem is she's not at bishop issue, she's at rook. So Ganzorig 2 is just not a fan of where he is. He doesn't like being trapped by the graviton, so he's going to pass as well. So that's going to trigger a reset. That means both duelists move back to center spaces and gain 10 momentum. So Ganzorig is up to 16, but Houlun is up to 18. And that means that Houlun gets to go. Oh, and we refill our cards up to 6. So Houlun gets 2. Not bad, not bad. Ganzorig gets 2. Ooh, that could come in handy because she can't dodge with me. Okay. All right. So, that wasn't terrible. But it's Houlun's turn now. Now, she's right next to Zorba, but she's got a really good advantage because she's got 7 health on him. So she's going to get a little greedy here. Can she get greedy here? Yes. So I'm going to show you guys some of the shenanigans that she can really get up to. Ready? This is going to be fun. So, she's going to call Thought Forge. Alright. So she gets to draw 3 cards. Oh, we forgot something, didn't we? We forgot to reveal. So, first skill she plays this turn is 1 less. So now 2 and 3. Ooh, that's nice. And then she puts 2 cards back on top. This is a really cool card, but I don't think we're going to use it just yet. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll save that one. So we're going to put that one back on top. And we're going to put... Now see, here's where things can get shenanigan-y because I can now set my skill up next turn to have 2 less. Ooh, shiny. Okay. So, she's happy with that. Now, Thought Forge is on the stack. It's at -1, so it's 2 down. All right. She can dash knight and slash bishop 3, and she is going to, as her drop effect from the graviton sphere, pay 1 extra momentum to move her graviton sphere jump queen 1 right here. So Ganzorig now has a chance to dodge if he wants, but with that knight, it's going to be really hard to dodge out of her way. So instead, he's just going to riposte for 1. Shoot queen 3. Now she's got a huge health advantage, so she just is going to sneer and say, fine, I'll take it. 10 damage. All right, meaning she's down to 10. She only took 2 from the riposte, just so we're clear. All right, so now she gets up to shenanigans. And this is mostly so I can show you guys. If you're in this position, you probably might want to think about dodging. This game gets really tricky, and there's going to be lots of that, ooh, should I have done that? That's part of the fun. Learn it for next time. So she's going to dash knight. Remember, she can make that move. Oh no, I'm on top of him. What do? I'm going to push him. I'm going to push him right there. Why would I do that? So that then I can hit him with my slash bishop 3 for 3 damage. Ah. And this is where I should have played this card. See? I could have given it -2. That was a mistake. And that's where I'm going to say, okay, you know what? You've gotten away from me. I'm just going to discard this as armor. So it's still going to reduce it by 2. That works. So I take 1 damage. Still a little low on health there. That's not great. And, but to make matters worse, she still has momentum. Now she gets to play again. What is she going to do? Well, being trapped with him in a corner here isn't really ideal. Let's see here. Oh. Now, what was the top card of my deck again? Shoot rook 3, jump to a corner space, shoot bishop 3. That could. Oh, but wait, we've got this. Now, see this? Draw one card, then put one card from your hand on top of your deck. And you copy its combo chain. Now, unfortunately, that's not too helpful right now. So this is where, again, some of the strategy gets kind of funky. You might just want to go low here with her because I've got a grid advantage. She's got a good thing going here. So she's just going to do a low level attack for 1 momentum. Shoot queen 3 for 2 damage. Well, it's good, it's efficient. Ganzorig's going to riposte again. Now, if you're paying attention to those healths though, those ripostes have been actually adding up really nicely. So she's going down in health, but she does not want to give up that she does not want to lose 3 momentum, because then he's going to have a little momentum. She is going to play a little risky and take the 2. You see how her health advantage went way down? Those ripostes really add up, and a character with 4 ripostes like Ganzorig with the halberd is dangerous. So she takes the 2, but then there's 2 damage coming at his head. And so now he has to decide, do I want to save this, or do I want to play it? There's no easy answer here. There really isn't. Or I could stop 1 of the damage. That's not bad, because this is a hard card to set up, and I'm not going to be able to set it up right now. So I'm going to stop 1 of the damage. Again, I'm managing that health to trade off. So now we're tied, though, and Houlun gets to go again, tied in momentum. Man, she is tedious, isn't she? Nasty card. I love her. She's just so much fun to play. You can see how that breaker just hasn't come in handy yet, because she has kept an advantage with the tempo and just keeps hammering him, so it's hard for him to really get ahead. And that's a good thing for her. All right. This is where we just might want to use this card. Yeah, I think it's time. So, she's going to do Omen Sight for 2. Draw a card, and then put 1 card from your hand right on top. So, she could use this to evacuate, okay? She could put this card down, not for the effects of shoot rook 3, but for the effects of jumping to a corner space and getting back out, all right? Or she can go for shoot bishop 3. That's not bad either, especially since she can jump knight and get close to her graviton spear. In this particular situation, I would want to get out, because I don't like being that close in health to him, because Ganzorig does have some pretty high damage attacks. So I am just going to get away, but not too far away, because I don't want to give him the tempo either. So we're going to put this on top, then reveal it to copy its combo chain, which is these cards right down here in this box. So that means that she is going to shoot rook 3, which is a miss, jump to a corner space, which is also a miss, but that's okay. She was trying to get out of that hole. She doesn't want to be right next to him, and that's a good thing for her. All right, so she's copied that, and remember though, that's still on top for next turn. That's not bad. And now it's Ganzorig's turn, and Ganzorig then knows 1 of the cards she's going to get, and he's okay with that. So he draws 2 cards now. Now, she's been able to avoid being near Zorba pretty effectively, so he's not in a great position in terms of being able to hit her. So, what does he do here? What does he do? What does he do? He's going to pass, because he has nothing he can do. He's not interested. It's not going to help him. So it comes back to Houlun. She gets to draw those cards. Now, she's going to look and see. So she's got 12 momentum, which means anything she plays is going to throw it right back to Ganzorig. So that means we want this to be a pretty good hit if we're going to do this. So, he's down to 5 health. He's not doing so hot. All right, we're going to go with Runic Blast. Oh no, we forgot to reveal cards. So, the card that we would have revealed was this one right here, right? So, this next skill is paid at -2 cost. So I'm going to play my Runic Blast for 1. Ooh, that's a good deal right there. She's got a good momentum game here. And Ganzorig is pretty confident though, because he's got some pretty serious armor. So he says, go for it. Have fun with that. So she's going to do a jump knight. And again, remember, I can jump knight to where it would not be able to complete. So I'm going to go up 2 and over 1 this way, which stops me here, leaving me at bishop 3. Bam. 3 damage is coming at his face. And he's at 5, so he really doesn't want to take this hit. And he is in a lousy position in terms of he likes those rooks. So he does have this, so that's not bad. So he's going to say, I'm just going to shield the 3 damage. Bang. No damage done whatsoever. And it's now his turn. He draws those 2 cards. Ooh, now we're getting some fun things. More fun things. But we're definitely playing this card right here. So, it says if a foe is within knight's range, you can move them dash queen 1. Do I want to do that? Yes, I do. So watch this, guys. So, drop effect, 2 armor, so I can move Zorba 2. And I get a crosshair token. Ooh, actually, we're going to do it this way, guys. Ready? This is cool. All right, so I can pay 2 tokens to give my attacks +1 power and gain hit. Target loses 1 momentum. I am most definitely doing that, because remember, I know she can't dodge. Then, I play this. I move the Zorba 2. I then can move her, because she's within knight, dash queen 1. Oh, what happens there? She has to complete the move. To here. Suddenly, she's within 1 of Zorba. And now she has 4 damage coming at her. That's a big hit, isn't it? So what is she going to do? Well, the only thing she really is going to do is break her. This is the perfect time for break. Now, I should have done that before I moved her around, but it's okay. She's going to break her. And he would riposte in return. All right, so we're going to rewind that just so you can see exactly how this would work. Ready? All right, so Queen, drop effect has moved her. Now, she gets a chance to do it because those were both drop effects and those happen before counters can go. Then she's going to play breaker because she knows she's got 4 damage. Then I'm going to play riposte as Ganzorig, costing me 1. Because I want to get that damage in on her and I want to make her have to spend momentum. Because she still has 4 damage coming and then she doesn't want to do armor. So she's still going to play crazy. I want to show this game off to you guys. So she says, fine, I'll take it. Because this is going to give her a huge momentum boost. So she takes 2 damage from riposte. Goes up into momentum. Ooh. And then 4 from executioner's shot. Down to 2, but up 4 more in momentum. She has pulled off a 17 momentum swing. And that executioner shot should cost me 3. So I'm down to 10. So she's got 17 momentum lead. But to get that, she's bleeding all over the place. And this is where it's her turn. So reveals the top card. Ooh, and the next card is 2 off. That is bad news for Ganzorig. Especially with a card like this. So, let's do it. Let's do it. So this is going to cost me 1. She's going to jump knight. Nope, he has a chance to dodge. Does he want to dodge? No, because she's got that jump flexibility. So even though he has a dodge, there's nowhere for him to dodge to. There's no escape at this point. So she's going to jump knight. Whee! Shoot rook 3 for 3 damage. He's in a bad position, isn't he? So he's going to spend the 2 because he's going to keep that dodge for next. He takes 1 damage. He is now down to 4 health. And she gets to move her graviton sphere up, queen 1. And it's still her turn because she's got 6 momentum lead. Can she pull off 4 damage? The answer, by the way, is yes. With the awesomeness that is Pulsar Strike. The cost is the difference between my momentum and any other foe's momentum. Do I want to play this one? So this is a high risk, high reward card. As you can see, it will pull off a 6 damage hit, but it's only got that queen 2 range. And we do know that he has a dodge. Now, she wouldn't. And this is where, in your own games, this would be a nerve-wracking card to play, because this could win you the game. But he has a dash. He might not. You don't know. So, since we do know, we're not going to play that card because he'll just step right out of the way. Instead, we can do this. And we're just going to try to ping him to death. Ready? Here we go. Omen Blast. Because remember, this is going to get 2 different attacks, 2 shoots. So that's 4 damage. So he has to do something. And Ganzorig knows what he has to do. He has to dodge. Paying 1 momentum. Oh, and she should have paid the 3, so she's down to 13. He dashes Knight to get away. And this is where you can use Houlun's sphere against her. Look. Oh, wait. Yeah. See? Neener, neener. You can't shoot through your own obstacle. Bwahahaha. And because she now has to jump to a corner space, she's going to be out of range. Has Ganzorig just pulled off a game-winning change? Let's find out. So she has to hop. So she has to pick which corner space. Does she want to go to this one? Or does she want to go to this one? She's going to go to this one. We'll see what happens. And she shoots bishop 3, totally missing. So this attack completely whiffed. Now, things are getting really tight. Really, really tight. So, does she have anything that she can do? The answer, guys, is no, she's out. She's out of options, so she passes. But she still has that momentum advantage. It comes to Ganzorig, who was down to 1 card. He was almost dead. He draws 2 cards. Let's see if he can pull off a sudden victory. I told you guys, he's my best character. All right, behind the blind. Dash Knight, shoot Rook 0, then shoot / Rook 3. Yeah, I do believe, folks, that is going to be game. Let's find out. So Ganzorig is going to go all out, because he's almost dead anyway, and he knows it. Behind the blind. Drop effect to move Zorba, Queen 2, because of the 2 armor. So Zorba moves right next to Houlun, so that his shoot attacks get that plus 2 range from Zorba's character. Now, Houlun has a chance to respond. Does she have any counters that might make a difference? Yes. She's going to counter and drain 2 momentum from him. Now, that 2 momentum loss could be huge, because he still has to pay the 3. So suddenly, he's down to 4 momentum. Okay, so her Envision Field is gone. That's her counter. And now he gets to do his attack. He dashes Knight. Shoots Rook 0. But because of Zorba, it's Rook 2. Does she have armor? Yes, she does. She stops the first 2. But there's a second 2 coming, because it also slashes Rook 3. Bam, right into her. There's no armor in her hand. 2 damage. And that is game for Houlun. Ganzorig wins with a mere 4 health and 4 momentum remaining. Hopefully that gives you guys a great picture of just how close these games can be and how you can come back even when you're big time behind in health, with some careful plays and occasionally outmaneuvering your opponent. Because remember, without even the full information, this game gets so tense because you just don't know. Do they have the dodge that they need or not? So, let's take a look at my conclusion. I'll see you guys in a sec.